Hello, you guys. Rick here again. Listen, we have advanced a little one more chapter in the book, and we have now come to the Gospel of John, chapter 13. 13, when you mix that together, that's a 4, and 4 is about worlds. And what we're getting out of this one here is we're going to get more feet washing. We find that Jesus removes his garments and he goes about washing his partners. This is so that everyone comes along together, all right? And what are we getting off of this here is that this is where we get our Last Supper and where Judas gets this little inkling from what's his face from Satan to go and do his duty. Now, what I'm going to tell you now is the idea and the association with the brother. We have Simon, which is Petra or Peter, which means the rock, and his son happens to be the one that does the what's called the bruising of the heel. He's the one who is the backbiter. He represents Scorpio. He represents that which betrays the Son of Man with the kiss of death. And he is the son of Simon. So these two things are connected. In order to get to the pineal gland, you have to also have this. You also have to have Judas in place to do his job. And if you were to look up what it means to dip the sop, that means to you have a favor that someone has to give or ask. He's also being paid for this because, to give up the Son of Man to be to death is the idea of bringing the person who sent him this glory. This is glorifying the Son of Man. It's just beautiful. When it's told to him, Jesus tells, it's when he's washing Peter's feet. Peter says, I don't wash my feet. I can't take this, and he says, if I cannot wash your feet, then you can't follow me. And because washing your feet means to get out of your garments and come follow me. Well, he puts his garments back on. He gets back and he starts to tell them about the supper and who's going to betray him. And of course, he says it's the person that I dipped the sop to, and he dips the sop to this guy, someone that's who's a brethren, who's breaking bread with him. This is going to be the guy that does this. And he gets up and he tells him, get going down, go on, hit it, And when he gets up and goes, none of the other 12 recognize it. I mean, they see it. They think he's always going to go buy something for the poor or something like that. But Jesus just told them it's going to be the guy that I dipped the sop to. And all of those guys were absolutely oblivious. And it says that nobody saw it. Well, think about that, all right? Because this is an outside thing breaking in. He's going to betray himself, and he's going to do it with a kiss. But that's later on. He is setting everything up in this phase because this is the first phase. When you're coming from earth into the spirit, you have to have this water. You got to wash. You got to clean. And this is what they do. All right? Later on, we find out that you have to do this because you're washing your own feet. You're washing your feet. You're washing your buddy's feet. If you can't wash your feet, if you can't slip out of your skin and go and meet God as spirit, you're not going to be able to because he's spirit as well. So you've got to wash your feet before you can come over to this other side. And he says those are the only things that are really dirty, because Simon says, oh, then wash everything. I'm filthy everywhere. He says, no, just your feet. And that's from doing your trespassing over his name and life and word and everything for the last lifetimes. And you get paid for this. There's a you're being paid back for your works. It's the works that you put in to fall in. This is that now you get to rest. Now you get to have, you know, a lot of things are going to be taken out of your life that come against you. And it's a welcome. It's a welcome dismissal of certain parts of our body that, you know, that we could do without, you know. Let's see if there's anything else in here. And Jesus is a troubled spirit. They're saying to you that one of you, very verily I say to you, that one of you will betray me. We always have this betrayal, and then there's one of you who will stand before the Lord. Judas represents something that is an outside thing or an inside thing. I would say that right off the bat, he's an inside thing because he's the brother of Simon, like I mentioned earlier. He's the connection between the pineal gland and giving up the body, giving up the, you know, which are two very important things. One gets you to your salvation, connects you to Jesus. The other one helps you to gain this child, to sow this seed. And Jesus was just talking about being the seed. Let's see here. And then it brings up much fruit. Let's see. So he gets up and he tells him to go and do it. Go do what thou needs to do quickly. This is 7, 8, 9. This is a 9. Jesus unto him, thou do it, go do it quickly. And no man at the table knew what the intent he spake of unto him. It's how, you know, and I'm repeating what I heard from another teacher. He said, that's how the religious people are today. If they were the heads of the religious clans, they don't know a damn thing, you know. All right. The other part is that Judas is the treasurer. All right. And I'm going to tell you that I found my notes. There's a list of chakras, and treasury. Treasury falls under the third one. All right. We know that is the stomach. That is the solar plexus. This is where we hold our wealth. And it's about food and bread. All right. And he holds the sack. He's the one that's going to go and give us up. Do you understand? I would actually think that he represents one of the witnesses in this. He holds the sack. He knows what's in you. He's going to give you up before the Lord. He's going to tell you. So it's someone that's very important. I'm believing right now that this is a brother that we would talk about like we would Aaron. Any other messenger of the guy that they're talking about in these stories, you know, individually, different people, different stories. And he's representing you because you represent the head person, the head character in all these stories. He says, a new commandment I give unto you. This is under number 34. We get 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a 7. A new commandment. Ye that love one another as I love you, and ye also love one another. And this shall be known to all men that ye are my disciples, if ye have love to love one to another. I gotta clear something out of my throat. I got my electric bill today on this air conditioner, which has caused me all this trouble. I'm not used to being inside, but I know I clear my throat all the time. So, you know, whatever. My electric bill is only $18 for a whole month of this thing being on. I never got a bill before. I never really knew what an electric bill was. $18. That's not a lot. That's crazy. It sounds like my grandmother's bills or something like that. All right, so loving one another is what's going to cause us to be so seen. You know, this equated to, people of God is that because they love one another. And let's see, Simon Peter said unto him, where thou goest? Jesus answered, whither I go, cannot follow me. And you shall follow me afterwards. So he's going to go, I'm going to go first, and you guys can come later. There's brethren. They're all coming with them no matter what. All right, but I'm going to tell you this. Jesus, because this is all happening before it happens, he says, before the cock crows, you're going to deny me 3 times. And he's going to have to. You have to deny. You've got to, in order to come over to this other side, you have to, you have to break surface, and you have to leave your skin. And the next parts of this are about meeting Jesus in the air. I'm thinking that this on our way, like right now, where he says it's 6 days to pass over. Maybe we're at 5 because of the feast, maybe 5 days. And so we'll see as we get going what's the next one. But we have to keep track of those days, all right? But I'm thinking that this is still all one when it comes down to washing your feet, and this is a part of the last lesson as well. So these could probably contain 2 before we could move on to the next day. All right. I'm coming right back.